If this world were mine.
Hey, Roman numeral 7, babe, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine.
Illegal Dumping Abatement Plan, IDAP 2025, a revolutionary approach to ending illegal dumping. Section 1. The growing threat of illegal dumping. Our planet, a tapestry of vibrant ecosystems, faces a growing threat: illegal dumping. This scourge leaves scars upon our landscapes, poisoning our waterways and endangering wildlife. From desolate roadsides to pristine forests, no corner of our world is immune. The consequences are dire. Toxic chemicals leach into the soil, contaminating our food chain. Plastic waste chokes our oceans, endangering marine life. The very air we breathe is tainted by the fumes of burning refuse. This is not a problem for future generations. This is happening now. The time for action is long overdue. Section 2. The history of illegal dumping and the 1998 EPA Guidebook. The fight against illegal dumping is not new. It has been a persistent issue that communities have faced for generations. From the early days of industrialization to the modern era, the problem has evolved but never disappeared. For decades, governments and organizations have grappled with this challenge. Countless meetings, initiatives, and community cleanup events have been organized to tackle the issue head-on. Yet despite these efforts, illegal dumping remains a significant problem. The 1998 EPA Illegal Dumping Guidebook stands as a testament to these early efforts. This guidebook was a pioneering document at the time, providing a comprehensive overview of the problem and suggesting practical solutions. It was a crucial resource for policymakers and community leaders alike. However, the guidebook, while well-intentioned, is now outdated. The strategies and tools it recommended are no longer sufficient to address the complexities of today's illegal dumping activities. Modern technology has enabled these activities to become more covert and harder to detect. Moreover, traditional law enforcement agencies often lack the resources and manpower to effectively address this widespread issue. The sheer scale of illegal dumping operations can overwhelm even the most dedicated officers. The result? Illegal dumping continues to plague our communities, a stark reminder of the limitations of past efforts. It is a legacy of neglect that we must confront with renewed vigor and updated strategies if we hope to make a lasting impact. Section 3. IDAP 2025, a technological leap forward. In the face of this growing crisis, a revolutionary solution has emerged. IDAP 2025, the Illegal Dumping Abatement Plan. This initiative is a beacon of hope in a world grappling with the consequences of unchecked waste disposal. The scale of illegal dumping has reached alarming levels, affecting not just the environment but also public health and local economies. Communities around the globe are struggling to manage the fallout, and traditional methods have proven insufficient. This comprehensive initiative leverages cutting-edge technology, private sector efficiency, and a collaborative approach to tackle the issue from multiple angles. Advanced surveillance systems and data analytics are at the heart of IDAP 2025, enabling real-time monitoring and rapid response to illegal dumping activities. Innovative funding mechanisms, including public-private partnerships and community-driven investments, ensure that resources are available where they are needed most. This approach not only maximizes efficiency, but also fosters a sense of shared responsibility among all stakeholders. IDAP 2025 is not simply another government program. It represents a paradigm shift in how we address this environmental menace. By integrating the strengths of both the public and private sectors, it creates a robust framework for sustainable waste management. The initiative aims to restore natural landscapes, rejuvenate ecosystems, and bring about a new era of environmental stewardship. Section 4. Empowering the private sector. At the core of IDAP 2025 is the strategic deployment of California state-licensed private investigators and specialized surveillance investigative technicians. This approach frees up law enforcement resources by shifting the initial investigative burden to private experts. How does it work? Private investigators and surveillance technicians serve as the first responders to illegal dumping incidents. They gather evidence, track offenders, and compile comprehensive reports that are turned over to law enforcement. This allows police and sheriff departments to focus on higher priority crimes while still ensuring that offenders face justice. Once the evidence is collected and verified, law enforcement steps in to execute warrants, track down offenders, and make arrests. Additionally, IDAP 2025 dramatically reduces the number of times law enforcement officers must appear in court for illegal dumping cases. With private investigators handling the bulk of the investigative work, law enforcement officers are free to focus on their core responsibilities. Section 5. Funding the fight public support, private enforcement. A key innovation of IDAP 2025 is its sustainable funding model. This model is designed to ensure that the program can continue to operate effectively without being overly reliant on fluctuating government budgets or short-term grants. The program leverages federal and state grants, including CalRecycle and EPA funds, to contract private investigation firms specializing in environmental crimes. These firms, equipped with the latest technology and expertise, are tasked with gathering evidence, identifying perpetrators, and building strong cases for prosecution. Advanced tools such as AI-enhanced surveillance, drones, satellite imagery, forensic waste analysis, is employed to uncover illegal activities that might otherwise go unnoticed. This public-private partnership fosters collaboration and enhances environmental enforcement efforts. Additionally, a performance-based payment structure ensures that contracted firms are incentivized to deliver results. This maximizes impact while ensuring accountability. Section 6. Streamlining justice, the role of district attorneys and city attorneys. IDAP 2025 doesn't stop at catching offenders. It streamlines the entire prosecution process, ensuring swift and effective justice. How? Private investigators compile all evidence into comprehensive reports. A dedicated legal team specializing in environmental law ensures cases are prosecuted efficiently. Law enforcement is only involved at the warrant and arrest stage. This dramatically reduces the burden on police departments while ensuring that offenders face the full weight of the law. Illegal dumping will not be tolerated. Section 7. The visionaries behind IDAP 2025, James Lewis and Karl Griffin. James Lewis, founder of IDAP 2025, a security solutions architect, former law enforcement officer, and surveillance expert with over 40 years of experience in investigative technologies, environmental crime enforcement, and surveillance operations. James' expertise in illegal dumping enforcement began in 1998 when he was trained directly by Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, instructors as part of his environmental justice certification at City College of San Francisco's Southeast campus. The 1998 EPA Illegal Dumping Guidebook was the study guide for this certification, making him one of the only law enforcement officers at the time to receive formal EPA training on illegal dumping prevention and enforcement. That same year, James was selected for specialized training at the California Department of Justice, DOJ, Training Center, where he completed a 36-hour intensive program on surveillance equipment and investigative techniques. This training laid the foundation for his expertise in advanced surveillance applications, forensic video analysis, and high-tech investigative methods. Professional background and accomplishments. The 33-year veteran of the San Francisco Police Department, SFPD, specializes in criminal investigations, forensic evidence collection, and covert surveillance. Assigned to Bayview Police Station, which covered Hunters Point Naval Shipyard, a federal Superfund site. He was actively involved in tracking illegal hazardous waste dumping by rogue contractors. Designed and implemented surveillance camera networks for some of San Francisco's most high-crime areas, including Treasure Island for the City Attorney's Office, Dumping Abatement Plan, and Visionaries for the City Attorney's Office. Section 8. The visionaries behind IDAP 2025, James Lewis and Karl Griffin. James Lewis, founder of IDAP 2025, a security solutions architect, former law enforcement officer, and surveillance expert with over 40 years of experience in investigative technologies, environmental crime enforcement, and surveillance operations. Additionally, a performance-based payment structure ensures that contracted firms are incentivized to deliver results. This streamlines the entire prosecution process, ensuring swift and effective justice. the Haight-Ashbury Merchant Association's 6-block crime prevention camera project, the Recology $10 million recycling facility surveillance system, Fairfield Police Department's first neighborhood crime camera system, certified in hazardous materials first responder operations, weapons of mass destruction law enforcement field support, and surveillance engineering. He honorable retirement from SFPD in 2016, but came out of retirement in 2022 to serve as an SFPD community ambassador, where he continued designing large-scale surveillance solutions like licensed private security systems integrator, specializing in AI-driven surveillance, automated licensed plate recognition (LPR), and forensic digital evidence collection. James conceptualized and developed IDAP 2025 based on his decades of experience investigating environmental crimes, tracking illegal dumping offenders, and utilizing surveillance as a crime deterrent. He realized that traditional enforcement methods were ineffective due to limited law enforcement resources, and that a private sector-driven investigative model was the only sustainable solution. Karl Griffin, co-founder of IDAP 2025, a California licensed private investigator, number 17776, with over 30 years of investigative experience in law enforcement, security operations, and environmental crime investigations. Karl began his law enforcement career as a San Francisco Housing Authority police officer from 1977 to 1988, where he was awarded 27 commendations for outstanding police work. During this time, he investigated criminal activities related to illegal waste disposal, environmental hazards, and property crimes in some of the most underprivileged neighborhoods in San Francisco. Professional background and accomplishments. Licensed private investigator since 1996, specializing in criminal and civil investigations, electronic surveillance, and fraud detection. Former account manager at Allied Universal Security, where he oversaw security operations for the Port of Oakland and collaborated with the FBI, Coast Guard, and other federal agencies. Certified in surveillance equipment engineering and electronic surveillance technician training. Extensive experience in skip tracing, forensic investigations, and private sector law enforcement partnerships. A dedicated advocate for environmental justice and community-led crime prevention initiatives. How IDAP 2025 was formulated. James and Karl first partnered in 1982 as San Francisco Housing Authority police officers, patrolling some of San Francisco's toughest areas. Their combined law enforcement experiences in crime prevention, environmental justice, and surveillance technology eventually led them to develop IDAP. The first attempt at IDAP, 2015. In 2015, James Lewis designed and developed the original IDAP, Illegal Dumping Apprehension Program, as a pilot program for the San Francisco Department of Public Works, SFDPW. The goal was to utilize advanced surveillance, investigative strategies, and interagency collaboration to track down and prosecute illegal dumpers effectively. However, SFDPW failed to follow the pilot program guidelines, leading to its ultimate failure. The main issue was the lack of major stakeholders who could provide oversight, funding, and cross-agency cooperation. Without a dedicated interagency task force, the program stalled and never reached its full potential. The 2021 attempt, Vallejo and Stockton in 2021, Karl and James reunited to relaunch IDAP in two separate cities. Karl took on Stockton, California. James focused on Vallejo, California. Karl's attempt to introduce IDAP in Stockton was met with resistance from the Stockton Police Department. The department had no interest in applying IDAP's investigative approach, and again, no major stakeholders were willing to take responsibility. James, on the other hand, found key stakeholders in Vallejo, including the director of IT responsible for citywide security camera infrastructure, a supervisor within Vallejo's Department of Public Works, VDPW. James worked extensively on a proposal for Vallejo, but the initiative hit a dead end when both key stakeholders left their positions or were promoted to roles that no longer directly engaged with illegal dumping enforcement. Without their support, the project lost traction. The birth of IDAP 2025. Now, in 2025, Karl and James are bringing IDAP back stronger than ever, this time with enhanced investigative strategies, cutting-edge technological advancements, and a fully developed implementation model. IDAP 2025 is not just another illegal dumping program. It is a privately driven, investigator-led solution that integrates state-licensed private investigators as first responders to illegal dumping crimes, specialized surveillance technicians trained in forensic evidence collection, AI-powered surveillance networks, drones, and automated license plate recognition (LPR), direct partnerships with district attorneys' offices and city attorneys' offices to streamline prosecution, federal and state grant funding, including Cal Recycle illegal dumping grants, EPA environmental crime grants, local municipal funding programs. By operating under district attorneys' offices and city attorneys, IDAP 2025 ensures that 1. Law enforcement is only involved at the arrest and warrant service stage, freeing up resources for more critical crimes. 2. Investigative evidence is compiled by private investigators and presented as airtight legal cases, significantly reducing the need for police officers to appear in court. 3. Major dumping hotspots are continuously monitored and mitigated, ensuring long-term enforcement. Final thoughts. With IDAP 2025, James Lewis and Karl Griffin are once again pioneering a bold new approach to illegal dumping enforcement, one that is investigator-led, technology-driven, and strategically aligned with environmental justice initiatives. This isn't just a policy or a temporary fix. It is a permanent, scalable solution to a nationwide crisis. The time for real action is now. Section 8. A call to action. Embrace the future. The urgency of the illegal dumping crisis demands bold action. IDAP 2025 is the solution. This is about safeguarding our communities, holding polluters accountable, creating a cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable future. The time to act is now. Let us make illegal dumping a relic of the past.